The next thing, speaking of more death, unfortunately, mental health, man. When people, when people pass away, a lot of people struggle with that. It's hard to get past that sometimes. Some people, I've seen stories of people like sleeping, when they're sleeping in bed, they'll have like a T-shirt of the person next, like just to like remember them or like keep the room the same way after they pass away. That's mentally not accepting that the person has passed away, and that's crazy. When I see that, I'm like, damn. I personally, what's crazy is I haven't really dealt with like death like that from somebody close, which thank God. But I've dealt with like some people that I know, a person that knows a person, and I've met the person probably like briefly, but I don't know the person like personally like that.
Right.
So I don't know. Like I don't know how I would deal with that situation, but it's something psychologically that changes you as a person.
Absolutely, man. You never met Ia?
Oh yeah,
ELE, yeah. I met him a few times, but like I wasn't close, Like the close I ever had experience to death was when Micho got shot, my best friend. Yeah, and he can't walk anymore. Like that was the closest. He was about to die. Like he had like 6 minutes of like no heartbeat or something like that, and that was the closest I ever got to that. And that was crazy to me. So, mental health when it revolves around that is very important, man. And I know in the hip hop community, it's looked at as a weak thing. Mental health.
I think it's just like, it's just part of society where it's just like looked down upon, where like you can't hold it up on your own. Yeah. But like honestly, man, like statistic wise, 40 million Americans deal with it. Like 1 in every 5 American deals with it.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
The thing is with mental health, man, it encompasses everything. It's like nested. It's your psychological well-being, it's your emotional well-being, it's your social well-being, and it's all like coming together. So, it impacts your thoughts, man, your behaviors.
Oh, definitely.
It impacts your emotions. And the thing is, like, when you're at your 100%, when you're healthy, you're more productive, you're more effective.
100%.
And people don't, it's not weakness.
Some people, they go harder when something happens.
Yeah.
Like Kanye West.
Michael Jordan.
No, Michael Jordan. No, Kanye West, though, too. Kanye West, when his mom died.
That's right.
He, next gear.
Bro, you don't think he lost it, though, a little bit?
No, dude, right after his mom died, which is after graduation, which was in December 2007, his mom died. 808's Heartbreaks come out.
That's
Boom.
Right.
It's a whole new sound, whole new thing.
Right.
And then you have My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
My favorite album, by the way.
Yeah.
My favorite album.
So that's what 50 had a problem with Banks. That's what 50 had a
Yeah.
problem with Banks, because Banks' father died and he kind of just shut down and didn't make any more music. It was kind of like low key.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah. So some people deal with death differently. Some people will close off from the whole world and not do anything. And then some people will just go into harder mode and be like, I got to do it for them. Like, this is why I build all this up,
I think that's the first step, man. Sorry to cut you off, bro.
No. I was just saying, there's nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah, no, there's nothing exactly, bro. Like the greats do it. I don't know why it's like a thing. Like the first step is to recognize it. The moment you're feeling unhappy, your relationships are suffering. Just read about it. Learn about it.
Exactly.
If you figure you need something, get professional help. If you're sick, if you're physically sick, you go to the doctor. You broke your foot, man. What are you gonna do? Heal it yourself?
Exactly.
No, you need a professional.
Yeah.
There's a professional in the mind, man. People, I don't know what it is. Like we gotta break through that fucking.
It's the masculine mentality. Like, we can't talk about feeling.
No, I feel like it's more masculine to be real.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
it's more masculine. It's to be vulnerable, bro. It takes courage.
Yeah, exactly.
It's easy to put up a front and be like, yeah, I got this, but nah, man. Like,
deep down, then you're like, in the dark, you're like behind in your room crying. And shit. Like, come on, like get it. Talk about.
We're laughing about this shit, but I'm just,
no, it's a serious thing.
It's
like
serious.
that happens. And it's like, no, just talk. Talk about it. So the reason why we're going into mental health is because DaBaby's brother committed suicide, and the way DaBaby found out was the most fucked up thing, and that's why I hate TMZ too. Is they reported it before DaBaby even found out. So like, imagine you, close family member dies, and you see it all over headlines on the news, and that's how you find out. You don't even find out like a close family member. You find out just reading headlines and people tagging, "Hey, your brother died." Like
TMZ being people's business too fast, man.
Yeah, that's too much, man. That's disrespectful. That TMZ needs to back off a little bit. They don't give a shit though. That's all about building their brand.
That's
and
right.
They don't care. So he found out about his brother's death. Tweeted like a broken heart emoji. Tweeted the lyrics. He has a song called "Intro" off his album where he's like, I'll give everything up, for you, brother, blah, 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 stuff like that. I want to go through the bars, but I don't have it with me right now. But he then tweets about mental health awareness. He goes on Twitter and says, #mental health awareness. If you can't get over depression, get help. You see a loved one struggling, get them help. They refuse the help, make them get treated anywhere. You suffer from PTSD, take that shit serious and get help. I'm about to get a therapist my damn self. then he says long live G, which is his brother.
That's some real shit.
That's some real shit.
Yeah, that's as real as it gets, man. So
I felt that one.
Yeah. So shout out to DaBaby for like, first off, accepting, like, hey, I need help after, like that's hard to do. And then to tweet it, a lot of people were reacting to it like, that's some real shit that you said. So,
and if people want to call him like weak and whatnot, man, that guy was really about the street life. Like,
oh yeah,
like I mean,
most people that call him weak are like some white kid in the suburbs who like never experienced any any tough things in their life.
Larry,
like get over that shit, man. Like,
I mean, for him to say that,
no,
I mean that's serious, man.
Nah, man.
I'm glad, bro.
I
think the culture's changing, bro. And hopefully it keeps going.
Man, that's like I don't know why it's in hip hop. It was so looked down on. Yeah. You have to be gangster. You have to be tough all the time. Like even Kevin Gates. What I like about Kevin Gates, man, he'll just interviews straight up tell you, man, hey, this moment, like I was in pain, man. This girl left me and I almost wanted to kill myself, blow my brain. Like he'll straight up, he'll tell you, he doesn't care what people think about him. And that's why I like his interviews. He's straight up, like he has some of the best interviews in his music. He writes everything.
I respect him more for that, man. For real.
No, in interviews, he was doing heroin, like he was doing that at one point. He was like a drug addict. Like he was like syrup, heroin, everything. And he's like, the only thing that got me past that, he was like, I started studying Islam.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I got a wife and all this, and he kind of accepted it. He's like, damn, like I need to get my shit together and all this stuff that was happening. I need to accept what was happening in my life and move on from it.
No, that's what happens when you transform and when you rebrand yourself. A lot of sometimes society, like for example, for you, Quake, right? I mean, I feel like people that don't really know you, they think of you as, diverse mentality or whatever. Like they put you in a box, and for you to do something else, it's like, hey, what are you doing? No, that's not you. Exactly. You got to be doing this over here.
Yeah.
So for Kevin Gates to go out and transform himself, and come out and now he's something else. It's all about rebranding, man. Don't screw society. Like,
exactly.
Do what you need to do, man.
Exactly.
And people will follow.
I tell people that all the time, man. Don't follow what other people say and that doesn't matter, man.
But the thing is, I can say, I'm not hood, bro. I'm not from the streets, whatever. I had cousins who are though, right? I had legit cousins who gang banged and all that in Chicago, and they would tell me the environment they're in, man. Like it's just if you're weak, if you're a soft target, right? Man, you get jumped.
No, that's
easy. That's how it is.
That's why.
That's why that mental health thing is just I can't show somebody a chip in my arm because they're gonna exploit that.
Oh, of course. No, that's even in business, everything, man. That applies to everything. But when something bad happens, you need to accept, hey,
for sure,
you have to accept that, and it just is. You're human, man. You're not a robot,
Exactly.
Like a lot of these, some of the rappers will just act like they have no emotions. It's like, no, dude, you're this hurts you. Yeah. Accept it. Talk about it in your music. Be like the music is therapy for a lot of these artists.
That's right.
Just let it flow out and then move on. And if people clown you for it, fuck them. They're not making millions of dollars off songs anyways. What are they doing? Fucking sitting on the couch, jerking off to some shit. Like, come on, man.
Hey, yo, Quake, there's something you said today.
Yeah.
And it was about how you have a rapper and the most important step in producing music is getting an engineer.
Yes. Yeah.
And how that engineer ends up being your therapist in a way. It's crazy because he listens to your lyrics.